Hey you, welcome back to the channel. And guys, today we want to talk about claiming Bitcoin MYK tokens and why you don't need Bitcoin in order to claim Bitcoin MYK tokens, depending on what program you're part of. So let's explain that as well as answer some common questions we receive quite a bit about Bitcoin MYK. So, been a little bit of confusion. It's come to my attention that a lot of people think you must own Bitcoin in order to claim your Bitcoin MYK tokens. And that's due to the fact that Bitcoin MYK is a fork. So let's explain what's going on. Where it is true that in order to claim Bitcoin MYK tokens, if you hold Bitcoin, you will be eligible for the amount of Bitcoin you already hold in an equal ratio. You don't have to hold Bitcoin or claim Bitcoin MYK tokens, or you're not restricted rather, if you're claiming on the Bitcoin MYK Universal Basic Income program tokens, which are the same as the Bitcoin MYK, but these tokens are the tokens that haven't been claimed. They are the tokens that have been penalized, generally starting at 1% every month you're late from claiming your Bitcoin fork tokens, which go back into circulation into the parts of the Universal Basic Income program and ways to earn Bitcoin MYK tokens on the side. So you don't have to have Bitcoin to claim Bitcoin MYK tokens. Those tokens are funded by the penalties and the tokens not claimed. Now, of course, if you do hold Bitcoin, you will be able to claim your fork tokens. And as long as you either mine Bitcoin or you purchase Bitcoin, you will receive an equal ratio that amount in Bitcoin MYK as well. So I hope that clears it up for a lot of people. A lot of people had not been participating because they were under the assumption they had to hold Bitcoin, which is not true. The Universal Basic Income tokens you can claim every month. Make sure you do claim in the calendar month at the end of every month, generally the last day of the month. You can claim the tokens. Try to claim at least a week in idea before the month is over. Generally, you're safe as long as you claim within 48 hours. But if you get within that 48-hour window, there is a chance that you will not receive your Universal Basic Income tokens and you will have to claim them the following month. So I hope that clears up many questions for you guys about your eligibility to claim. You do not have to hold Bitcoin to claim. However, if you are a Bitcoin holder, you receive the same amount in ratio. And so I hope that, clears everything up. The value does come from the tokens that are not claimed. So there aren't extra tokens created. These are 1% of all the tokens that don't get claimed. Okay. So let's go on to another common question that we get a lot. Let's talk about privacy a little bit. So some people are, asking questions. Okay, when I go through the website, do I have to be registered? Do I have to release any personal information? Now, here's how this works. You do not have to release any personal data or any personal information, with the exception of perhaps your email, and we'll explain that. Even with that email, it can be a dummy email you can just make up to set up your account. But as far as personal details and data, that is not necessary. All we need is your wallet address that your tokens will be deposited to. As far as your Bitcoin fork tokens. Now, it is required that you log into the account for certain programs. But if you're claiming Bitcoin tokens, you do not, your Bitcoin fork tokens rather, and you're a Bitcoin holder and you value your privacy and you prefer to keep your privacy in every way, there is no need for you to register an account. You can go through our site and you can access our site without signing up, claim your Bitcoin tokens in the fork. Now, here's where you do need to have an actual account in order to use Bitcoin MYK. and that has to do with the Universal Basic Income Program. We do require that you do set up an account to claim your Universal Basic Income tokens every month, because we have to make sure that the system is not being gamed by people, that it is going to one member, one household at this time. One household, one payments to go out to one household per month. You also have to be logged in the account if you want to participate in our simulated mining. Based on the same thing, we need to the data registers your time that you're mining and that you're participating, and that way we know that you are using the system. As far as everything else, guys, you can access every component of the site. You do not have to be registered. You do not have to be signed in. However, if you do set up an account, it is fine to create a dummy email and not use real life informations or names or any data like that. So I want to be clear on that. So a lot of people who are concerned about privacy, but are Bitcoin holders who wish to participate in Bitcoin MYK and claim your Bitcoin MYK tokens. Next common question, it kind of moves on from the claiming the Universal Basic Income tokens, and that's how many people can claim the Universal Basic Income tokens per month. So basically how this works is right now in our first phase of claiming Universal Basic Income, it is one claim per household. However, in phase 2, which is coming up here soon, we will have every adult per household will be able to claim Universal Basic Income. If you have a household of 20 people, they can all claim Universal Basic Income. Now, here's the catch. Here's how we will how this will work, and it will work through a third-party registrant, right? So if you have a household where you have more than one person that wants to claim it, you will have to we will have to verify that you are a real person from that household through a registration third-party verification site, which we will implement. And then there will be every adult. It is only accessible to adults, though, so children won't be able to claim it, but just adults. And they will all be eligible to claim, no matter how many are in the household once they go through this third-party registration site. Prior to that, in phase 1, every household can claim, but not more than not more than one claim per household. What else do we have here? Why should you? Common question is, why should I use Bitcoin MYK when I can use other Bitcoin fork tokens or other tokens on the blockchain that maybe are as fast or do similar things? Well, here's what's unique about Bitcoin MYK and what I think makes it more appealing to, I would say, to the very least, Bitcoin holders. If you're a Bitcoin holder, what tends to happen is whenever there is a fork, you have an opportunity without paying for extra tokens to obtain free Bitcoin fork tokens. What happens is at the block in which it forks, there's a snapshot taken, as many of you well know, and you receive your fork tokens. What's a little bit different about Bitcoin MYK that I think is more advantageous to miners, to Bitcoin holders, Bitcoin maximalists, is that as long as you mine and accumulate more and more Bitcoin, we're able to verify your Bitcoin values and balance, and we're able to continue to issue you more Bitcoin MYK. So it's like encouraging you to hold Bitcoin as your digital gold, but use Bitcoin MYK as a representation of that by sending cash out. So you're actually being rewarded. We think this works better than ideas like atomic swap, where you actually have to sell your Bitcoin and swap it for a coin that has nothing to do with Bitcoin whatsoever, and deal with the fluctuations and trade that off and lose your Bitcoin. Where with this, as this is following the ledger all the way, you're able to kind of move that value without actually moving your tokens out, right? And so what that does is that creates a way for Bitcoin investors and holders to maintain their value in Bitcoin, yet at the same time be able to use Bitcoin MYK. And we think that's more advantageous to them. It encourages them to hold Bitcoin, which encourages and pulls up the entire market. It gives them the speed, a super fast transaction, probably one of the fastest blockchain we're using in the history of blockchain. So you're going to move your Bitcoin at super high speeds. And those are some of the reasons we think that that makes 100% more sense. And we welcome anybody to give us a better reason why they don't think that would work. We'd love to talk to you all about it. Let's see what else. We just want to deal with some of the most common questions. There have been some login issues. Starting out, some people aren't using long enough passwords. If you ever have trouble logging in to your account, you will have the option to reset your password. Here's what you need to know, and here's what you need to do. When you reset your password, make sure it's a long password. The system should offer to generate you a large password, a long password rather, that uses basically capitalized letters and symbols, right? So you want a combinations of symbols, numbers, and capital letters, right? At least capitalize your password, right? And you want it greater than 8 letters, right? So make sure you have pretty good long passwords. That seems to be the problem when people try to log in and they can't. They haven't generated a long enough password or used the generated password the system creates for you. Right now, guys, I think that's some of the most important common questions we want to cover at this time. We are just now today have set up a Discord channel. We know a lot of people use Discord and are already over there on sites. We're going to leave our Discord invite button in the description of the video. So you're welcome to join us over there. You can catch us live and ask your questions there, and we can help you and walk you through it. But guys, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, feel free to leave them right away in the comment sections. But guys, that's all we want to say today, guys. If you like content like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and until next time, take care.